Are we ready to go? Cool. So we have to speed up a little bit. I have 17 slides in these 20 minutes, and we have to be fast. Okay, I was just kidding. I have one poem and a demo. That's all I have. My name is Thomas Demmel. I'm in the IIS team, and Demmel is Delta Echo Mama Lima. I don't know if you have to put it on the evaluation forms, but please fill them out. Okay, what I want to talk about today is about SEO, and this is kind of getting started with SEO. Some of you might be total experts in SEO, so I apologize. But what I would like to demo today and to talk about today is about the basics of SEO, and then give you a demo about URL Rewriter, which is a new feature in the Microsoft Web Platform, and it makes the life of a developer much easier because you can just put in a couple of URL Rewriter rules, and your SEO friendliness of your website will go up dramatically. Okay. Should have shown this probably a little bit earlier. Now, what's the gist behind SEO? And I have this little poem up here. A rose is a rose is a rose is a rose. And a URL is a URL is a URL is a URL. And if you look at these URLs, the following URLs that I show you are all pointing to the same content. You get the same web page back. HTTP www.is@mix.com/products. You get the products web page back. HTTP is@mix.com/products. No www. Next one. Trailing slash. Next one. Capital P in products. Now, the search engines out there might be smart enough to figure out that this is the same URL, but the reality is, oftentimes it's not. So if you would be number one in the search ranking because you have an absolutely cool site, you might find yourself at spot number 3, number 5, and number 15, because you have different URLs all pointing to the same content. Now, that's a big deal, and I just spit out this word canonical URLs, but I have this little description down here. It's basically a unique form of your URL, so a unique way to get to a particular piece of content. And that's a big part of SEO. I mean, it's not all of it, and there are other sessions here on the on Mix, but a big part of it is to provide unique URLs to your customers and to the search engines. Now, let me switch over to my demo machine here. So I have a blog here, my Mix blog. If you saw the keynote, we introduced the web platform installer. So I installed WordPress, in this case, with a couple of mouse clicks with WebPI. And I think my screen resolution is a little too big, so if you guys want to come forward a little bit, because all we are focusing on is the URL up there in the address bar. Okay, today, right now it says mymixsite.com/WordPress/index.php. Now, this is a nice URL, nothing to say about that, but there are 3 problems that I want to fix with this URL. First of all, www is not used. So you have to decide if you want to use www for your website, or if you want to redirect everybody and the search engine to use www or to not use it. Just make the decision what you want to do. Or, I mean, it's not just www. It's everything. Www is the most common case, but you might have a website, mymixsite.com and mymixsite.org. Same thing. You don't want to split up your search results. The next part of the URL is WordPress, capital W, capital P. But if I type in WordPress in lowercase, it's the same URL. It points to the same content. And the next one is /index.php is your default document, but you also get to this URL with mymixsite.com/WordPress/ because it will automatically execute the default document. So you are splitting up your search results if you provide multiple ways to get to your content. And you end up lower in the search ranks. Okay, now let's fix that. I'm on this machine. Okay, so let's use IIS. The IIS 7 Management Console, default website here. We have a ton of features in there, and one of the features is the URL rewriter, which is here. And what I can do, and if you guys are familiar with the LAMP stack, on the LAMP stack, mod rewrite is pretty much the same as URL rewriter. It provides a way using regular expressions to rewrite your URL or to redirect a request to a more search engine friendly URL. But mod rewrite and URL rewriter are not just there for SEO. You can use URL rewriter for other tasks like providing security. A lot of people deny content to certain content, deny access to certain content by implementing URL rewriter URLs. Or providing friendly URLs is another way. That's another big thing with URL rewriter. You can provide friendly URLs, not just for a search engine. Okay, let's start from a blank rule. So the first thing I want to do is I want to enforce dub. And the way I do this is I basically look at all content, and I can't give you a crash course in regular expressions here, so stay with me. This pattern basically says look at all content, or look at the request at the URL, and what I want to do here is add a little condition where I basically say look at the HTTP host, which is just the host name, if the host name matches the following pattern. And we use mymixsite.com. And so if this name is exactly mymixsite.com, then do the following. Do a 301 redirect. So it gets sent back to the client, to the browser, and you ask the browser to do a new request. And what I want to do here is mymixsite.com, and I want to use this URL. Okay. Apply this, and now let's go to the blog. And you see here what I did is, what I should have introduced is I'm hitting the F5 button to refresh the page. And you see now you have mysite.com. So first problem is solved. You enforce I can take it away again just to show you. I hit enter, and comes up. So now you have a unique host name already. Second problem is you want to get rid of index.php. What you want to make sure is that your customers always go to mysite.com/ if they request your default page. That is incredibly important too, because that's where your customers go to. That's your most frequently used site. Okay, let's go back to URL rewriter and add another rule. Hide default document. And what I want to do here is I want to match all content that ends in index.php. So the request for your default homepage. And in this case, I just take away the index.php. Apply that, and hit Control F5. Oops, that didn't work, and I know why, because I want to redirect and not rewrite the URL. Control F5. Okay, as you see here, now whatever your customer requests, index.php, WordPress.index.php, he will make another request to /WordPress. And the same for the search engine. The search engine crawler will not crawl for index.php again if he encounters a 301. He will basically scratch that URL from his list and will say, okay, I go to the one that was the 301, that was returned by the 301. Okay, last problem is we mix uppercase and lowercase in the URL. And it also makes it not canonical. Now for that, I'm basically doing something else. What I do here is I want to import an htaccess file, because we are pretty late in the game. Mod rewrite on Apache is out there for years. There are hundreds and thousands of rules, very useful rules, not just for SEO friendliness, but for all kinds of other things. And what we basically did is in IIS, we wrote an htaccess to URL rewriter converter. So what you can do here is just specify an htaccess file and then import the rule. And you see in the upper window, this is the htaccess rule that is in there. And all this rule does, it's basically figuring, it's reading the URL, and if there are uppercase characters in there, it rewrites it and calls the toLower function in here, and then it does a redirect. Okay, I apply this rule and go back, hit Control F5 again, and as you see, we have all lowercase URLs, a complete lowercase URL. So this is a nice way to enforce SEO friendliness. Now, another benefit of this is with URL rewriter, we actually store this information, root, in a web.config file. So here are the rules that URL rewriter put into a web.config file. It is in your root directory, it is in your content directory, so you can take it and move it with the content to your staging server or to your production box, and you don't have to have any provisioning steps or anything like that. So this was the quick, probably, oh, I still have 7 minutes left, oh my God. So this was the 15-minute introduction into URL rewriter and providing SEO friendliness. Are there any questions out there? Doesn't look like it. Okay, then go out and party.